Hey y'all, call me Butter cause I'm on a roll. I guess folks ain't figured out. Some things don't ask me about because I will go further in depth on you. But it's an inside thing. Anyway, shout out to Pink Book Lessons. I am subscribed to her channel. I came across, I don't know what made me click on this one. But anyway, I'll play a little excerpt and I'll leave the link to the entire video, which, you'll also have access to her channel if you haven't heard of her. I'm quite sure a lot of y'all probably know who she is already. I'm the late bloomer because this isn't my forte. Y'all know that. But just because I don't talk about certain things don't mean that I don't know nothing about it. But I know from a man's perspective and just from experience. You ain't a woman, yeah, but I've had quite a few of y'all, so so I know how you get down. But anyway, let me go ahead and play it. I'm not playing the whole thing. Like I said, I'm just gonna play a couple of little excerpt, this little blurb here, and that's pretty much about it. That's gonna get the meat of what I was going after.
And this is exactly why you should have stayed with your husband. But the problem is, she's been listening to all the feminists. She thought that she was better than him. She could do better. And yeah, maybe 20 years ago, you could have done better. Yeah, maybe before you got the husband and you had his babies, maybe then you could have done better. But you two are way past that point. His kids, you have them there and they serve as evidence. And see, the problem is she thought her value didn't change. So she can go back out to the streets and everything will be just like it used to be. But she had to find out the cold hard truth that these streets are cold. Instead of getting on the internet and talking about this to everyone, you should be calling up your husband and talking to him about this and figuring out a way that y'all could work it out and bring your family back together. You cannot destroy your home, leave, and then expect for another man to come in there and commit to you and your husband's kids. It's just not gonna work like that. This is not 1990. This is not the 2000s. We are in 2021 and the streets are the coldest I believe they've ever been. Let him know that you're back to reality and go bundle up with him again.
I agree. And she's going to say the 90s. I'm going to say this ain't 1975. You could have done now. Granted, 75, I was a little boy. I didn't know nothing about this in 75. But I understand now that I'm older how folks got down back then. She's right. The streets is cold and they are getting colder. Now, before anybody say, there's probably a dude out here that's just waiting to get somebody like that nigga. Sure, look, there's death. Death. There's pain and suffering around every corner. And it comes in every color, every race, every size. It sure does. And both male and female sexes. Sure does. But anyway, another part, they tend to be, I notice, chicks tend to be harder. Not all. Yeah, well, whatever. On the next dude than the current dating, probable stepdad, or you want something long term. They harder on them than they are the dude that they birthed the damn kids with. Now make that shit make sense. But anyway, let's get a little more so we can get out of here. I don't want to labor too long on this.
And I have now twice allowed myself to become vulnerable and been completely crushed by it, to the point where I honestly rather just be alone, because I can't take the pain that I'm feeling every single day.
See, she had two guys. She was really into them and she got rejected by both because even if they thought she was cool, neither one of them wanted to commit to her or her kids. It may be that she's not the exceptional woman that she thought she was. Who knows? In the past, before she got married, she was probably used to rejecting men, but now things have changed, and she's the one that's on the side of the rejection. So she says she may have to be single, and that's true too. If you and your man cannot reconcile and bring your family back together, that's just what you may have to do, especially if you can't get over the rejection that comes with dating. And hey, there may be a man out there that's willing to simp for her, but guess what? She does not want him.
Boom. There's always, she said, might be a man. Let me add a little something to that, because I'm a man. I know. There is a man out there that's willing to simp for her. I wouldn't want nothing, but anyway, it ain't got nothing to do with me. There is a man out there. There's quite a few men out there that's willing to simp for her, but she don't want him. I don't want nobody on my level. I want somebody from up there. Well, what makes you think you deserve something from somebody up there? Because most of the dudes up there, they ain't got to resort to chicks that was divorced and already got a lap full of kids. Majority don't. Some like that. The majority don't. The overwhelming majority. She's right. She's 100% right.
And hey, there may be a man out there that's willing to simp for her, but guess what? She does not want him. 9 times out of 10, the man she's qualified for, she's thinking that he's not qualified for her. Somehow she has got to convince a man that she and her ready-made family, that they are all worth the liability. Now, you may have some women out there who can do that. And if you're able to do it, be grateful and appreciate him. Don't think that he won anything. You are the lucky one, and remember that. Don't let your head get too big and mess that up. The truth is that modern women think they are entitled to a man. And not just any man, but they have certain standards. It's a certain man they want. What they don't understand is the man they want, he also has standards. The men you're able to attract at 30 and 40, it may be different from what you pulled at 20. And I'm not just talking about what you can pull, but what you can keep. Of course, there are always men out there willing to play with you, but don't confuse that with a real candidate. And somebody's gonna come in here and tell me that their mom was able to get them a stepdad or their grandmother was able to do it. Please understand that things have changed. A lot of you are asking for the same deal that your mom and grandmother got, but you're not even half the woman. Are you measuring up to the same woman that your mom was?
Most of them, that answer is no. But anyway, yeah, because moms today, moms of yesterday. Stark difference. This says, don't play with me. I'm serious. I'm lovable, but I'm serious. This says, I ain't serious about shit. I'm a play toy. Let's get it. And you're going to get what you asked for. But anyway, on the other part, like she said about the, wanting the man to come in and this, that, and other, and, the responsibility. Look, there's a lot of men that know if they come in and they commit to you and it falls through with them, like it fell through with the father, because in this case it's singular, the father of your children, then I'm on the hook for another man's kids. I'm on the hook for kids financially, that I ain't even sire. A lot of men, now some men are willing to take that chance. I know some that'll give you that deer in the heads, look like you out of your effing mind. And them the ones that I tend to roll with, like, dude, are you nuts? Date, long-term, whatever, hey, that's your business. Somebody got 3 kids, from a previous marriage, and you married, dude, you on the hook for them kids. Now, I know, well, it depends in the state of Wyoming, and dude, everybody don't live in Wyoming, okay? I'm not dissing the state of Wyoming, but our two largest cities here in Texas got more than the entire population of the state of Wyoming. Shut up. But you know what I'm saying. You on the hook. And a lot of men ain't want that, especially the men of means, men that don't have to resort to such, men that know there's some shallow stuff out there because I work at, I'm the manager of, I work at Sun Microsystems. I make $120K a year. I'm single. Well, how many of them men are it? Well, you know how many people work at Sun Microsystems? Rackspace, Microsoft, Intel. We're talking thousands of men. But more than likely, the majority of them men are probably married. But anyway, let's get on with it.
Or your grandmother was? Are you better than them? You also have to understand that a lot of men, they just don't want to hear that these days. They don't want the liability. So all of that has to be considered. And of course, again, if you successfully found a stepdad for your kids, congratulations, don't let him go. It's not likely that you will find another him. Not today. You'll be like this woman right here who is realizing there is nothing out here in these streets. Hopefully she's able to see that. But most modern women, you can't tell them anything anyway.
Give her a shout, give her a look. If you're interested in her content, I like it. I'm sub to her. Rate, comment, share, subscribe. Bye.